Right, every more we akwa about the bas sports arena braso say etena konya so na ye de agudie mu nsam e de ebro na bibia etumi ekoye honom na yatena say no from now till 2:30 and ye behwe na agudie ye de agudie mu nsam ekotwi ekobreman e de ebebro shenu say show na etwagu live on DJ Kwaku Slim ewo Facebook me say ewo hen Facebook to join you if you call YouTuber MYBET.AFRICA TV MYBET.AFRICA TV ewo YouTube de te no now call online na MYBET online radio MYBET online radio enti bo mode ana join yen na afi yemfa show no en hyase hyanu so say enei yebe room games no e was ye debate endra 1.4 1.5 2.5 ni nyina abonchen. How can Tottenham Hotspur and Man City only 1-0? But I think there was an analysis I say omutunu di obe win bia no mo go. Yes, I heard one analysis or cancer say omutu ne boy enye. But I was say one team to me at least 2. Because chances are Man City for nya pa na also mo more than 1 goal honum. It's an able room and matches war. I'm telling you, matches one. I shall say, EPL no table no so I want changes aba. Chelsea top 4 no who free war abeda 6. And easy. So shiaba ho. It's a able room ho and a fee Copa del Rey and Real Madrid. Real Madrid and Kuala Lumpur Bob Porto. Men Chelsea so want to meet na bench be bob 6-7 matches in Kuala and Kuala Mobi. But the moment I'll be show me just a pair on the Shamans is here. Hendrick. Akola Weswano. On the 19th minute, pass Jude Bellingham, the man on now first control. No, my goodness. Panyanesho 1-0. And then Mukro Kroma and Omode Kwa Kopimu. Estadio Santiago the Penabao. Omo match and he saying that here. Andre Lune and that post in Asensio and a ball right back. Asensio na kwano ni ball papa on a ball right back. Or Chouameni and a Rudiger boy Chiro Sasso and a Branty Feno Fran Garcia and a ball right back on Jude Bellingham, Ceballos, Camavinga, Ada Goulet and a Branty Feno Hendrick and Vinicius Jr. and a boy Oko Resu Sadada Ramiro and at that post, also na Aramburu, a ball right back, Zubeyedia, and so any Abrantia Fenagade, and a ball center pair, no matter be to me course. Abrantia Yefreno, Ahen Monos, and a ball left back. Papa Yefreno, Luca Sushi, and a or no Sujan Finfio, Zubimendi, Akwawi, Martin Zubimendi, teams in the corner was also on Kobebia, or better, register that the Lususa. A planter, Yefreno, Bryce Mendes is a very good player. Osia can be Sasuna, Ada Berineza, and so no Esia kind, or Yazabal, and so Esia kind, and a Brantia Freno, Takifumusa Kobo so Esia kind. We and just a player, sir, and Omutumisi Akama be to me concan. Fella Mendy Bessia Kan, Asuna Brahim Diaz Bessia Kan, or 100 games at Yama Real Madrid. Rodrigo Cascanti, Ejinamu, Ebai, Bessasa, Ayada Gola Sasso, and David Alaba. They are trying to manage a year way no injuries no nti Obemu ebeyi Hendricks aso and Lucas ebeyi a Asensio ehon we NHS de eteno Brante Camavinga Thibaut Courtois Mbappe Kylian Aida Militao and Fevi Vavadi omu nyina ensi akan yet Real Madrid travel to a year first no na almost stadium no na popular pa o okay Barca ko ho ne holding pa say Real Arena San Sebastian hono mo ko bo no first no mo din no na Anoeta Stadio di Anoeta hono no mo ne hono na ye big team aba o den am do we chibe cafe but na omo movie akọ baby fofra hono asese omo si omakan e wo honom nti we ni eye Copa del Rey match etodwa e wo honom na mewura e honom no ma menhwe se metumi acclare eye English Premier League no Brentford and Everton 1-1 Manchester United omo 10 against 11 share Ipswich 3-2 and then my say Ipswich be relegation to make relegation now is a Chelsea akofa aye Liam Delap edna be kan Yokeres ho na ape aye Kuku ape be bi dinato na is a Chelsea ni mo no aye Bandan na be atuma koyem Nottingham Forest and Arsenal 0-0. I knew said Nottingham Forest would not lose this game, but I thought said they could have scored and they had glorious opportunity to score, but Branty friend Wood Chris Wood to me and Chelsea go now. Manchester City coach Tottenham Hotspur boneka ba ko ntimi antia Liverpool share Newcastle United boneka mienua and they went to me and Simo Adabraka. Now Branty your friend Soboslai on the 11th minute share goal Sasona Alexis McAllister Mo Salah and HSL or assistant no enyama etumi ekoye table no say net here Liverpool 67 points, Arsenal 54, Tottenham Hotspur 48, Manchester City 47, Chelsea the fifth 46 and Newcastle that 44. Then Bournemouth, Brighton 43, Fulham and Aston Villa 42. Then Brentford omo nyina from 11th position ekoni nyirobia betumi ewrato for ni na bibia etumi akonka chan so Chelsea ene eye boboko a eye Nottingham Forest eye only 2 points ene da eye sa afani wentam Chelsea ne Man City only 1 point and Chelsea ene boboko a friend Newcastle 44 point ene da omontam na me pese me hwe next fixtures na me hwe sene dynamics net here. Okay, now West Ham ni Leicester be bonne. Right, nti no e be no so. Nottingham Forest any Manchester City be bo. Nottingham Forest again. Nti ho no the win be kwa man bia omobo drunk be fine pa. 12:30 early kickoff. Nottingham Forest and Manchester City at Berry Brighton and Hove Albion any Fulham. Crystal Palace and Ipswich Town, Liverpool, Southampton, Brentford, Aston Villa, Wolves, Everton, Chelsea, Leicester, Tottenham Hotspur, Bournemouth, Manchester United and Arsenal, West Ham and Newcastle United. On my way from no, ko bibia West Ham so say o maso anopa. The Chelsea here say obetumi awini. The Chelsea here say obetumi awini. No be returning to the top 4 na bibia and so to me ako ye honum. This is English Premier League and make sure mu say metumi the amount na and so actually PSV and over for no massa bruta PSV o massa bruta DF people can RB Leipzig actually Wolfsburg about neniso a car pole baako went to me anti on say Leipzig a qualify ko nanim na ndra Copa Italia no baako to fam Juventus etna fie say chances e wo wiase nyina mo say no e ko penalty shootout Empoli Juventus the Efremo ye behwe Juventus this season omo modern bon se na yetumi aye na se na make no KNVB bika PSV ne go ahead Eagles PSV trafie ma go ahead Eagles ekoche no ehye no PSV omo kamedi 8000 that time no mo ne Walem 2 eboye no omo wini 1-0 omo wini ya kamedi 8000 cedis omo return ye no minim ade ya ekoso team no mo bobo ko efe no Benfica che Braga ehye ne kaba akwa ene Pavlidis akwa no owo form papa so because what to me that was so Chelsea be here striker ntino mo be ko so ashigos na who knows Chelsea be to me akono yanhwe ene games na ewo no na fe yenra eye emunsam na bibia enso etumi koye West Ham ene Leicester ene de be da so West Ham ene Leicester e de be boni na bibia enso no etumi koye Serie A game ba ko beto ebeko so Bologna ene AC Milan e de be da so e honum tisha no so pa we NHS games are notably, and as a notably because so the 5 selected leagues no. I'm trying to see say if there is some cup games somewhere. Tapia say you have people Gano. Yes, okay. You say Bibia and Shad and Yosa. So these are the games I want. Yan share and draw the results to me by Man City. Are they back? Omo game omo ni Liverpool boy no. Omo enya a brancher. Finally Haaland after all returning omo movie Mama Mush behind him, they created a lot of opportunities. What went right for Manchester City and what went wrong for Tottenham Hotspur?
Yeah, let's do a Indra game between Tottenham and Manchester City. I think the only difference about game was the lineup at two teams no a parody. And I think say Obibiaro who the lineup before the start of the game no who say yes, Man City were ahead of team my friend Tottenham. And I was very surprised about Angie lineup or parody against Manchester City, knowing say position or that or the league log ninye. So if you are going into a game against Tima, watching it twice this season, on the third time, unim say Pep Guardiola beba all guns blazing for. And now the only coach who Manchester City 3 times in a row, Thomas Tuchel with Chelsea. Into going for the third time, no easy sir. So it was something and keso to me I don't know why Song was being put on the bench. Besuma return na Besuma nso wo bench. Spence will bench. Ukulazeski will bench. These are 4 quality players
key players on a big
against Manchester City. Now Usha what parody with 4 young players into this setup against Man City. On him say they are coming up with a strong team. Man City person we are top 4 no. It's quite be as well. These are the games that's what picky point for. So Timisha Tottenham, Asia, Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest, Multimania point for one Kwalani the Odiombeko. So this is a game at least you should have shown something. But going in with this lineup, not the second half, Multimania 5 solid changes meaning say you are trying to tell your supporters say you underestimated Man City so moon is our level no. So me started with Nkwala. Now feed in the second half me the song Maba. And in this game, in I said this fixture is a fixture. Mostly it's a Tottenham Bohuma, go. Into team no beshen either say team ni share 3-0 or 5-0 here new. Kopim say obey winning game no, but other team no opponent need to mean then and share and dry team who. But I think in draw Erling Haaland second goal no share was a clean goal. Minima didn't have a cancel sa goal no, because the ball didn't touch his hand. Saying could be over ball ni can sa a can. Kelvin Dansu Mumunsa and cut Erling Haaland but the goal was cancelled. I think after the goal was cancelled, the next few minutes, Tottenham had some crucial chance and Komushea would have made the whole conversation about this fixture a different thing. But I think the lineup for Tottenham and Boam, even though said Dansu was solid, Madison was good, Bentancur, yes, Oche said he has been very solid. But if you are playing against a Manchester City team, you need at least a solid workaholic DM. I'll bet me in either Besuma or Papsa who can give you the pace, the strength, any BBA will fin one dry into me. Though Johnson tells they came in and did their best, but against Man City defense of Diaz, any Kushinov, I think Kushinov has been one player coming into the City setup no. One thing another City miss in their defensive line, and this season they miss in their defensive line was pace, any aggression. Who say Akanji was one who was giving that Ake so now Akema, but now no as age wise no it affect you. So they are not being that passive and they are not being that pacey. I see who feel more, but Kushinov coming into this team no has been very good. Indra Mebo Edison and so Abasu pa. There've been times against Real Madrid where he was a bit floppier. Of course, Manchester City, but in this game, we show say yes, he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. About saves, about distributions, about like trying to slow the game and make sure say his team are in control. Mamouche playing as a 9, so Mamouche playing as a 10, trying to get into those half spaces and creating chance for himself. Even though saying Erling Haaland 8 million that crucial goal, but his performance wasn't at that top level. And him say yes, that is Haaland. He's coming back from an injury or from a setback, I think he would recover and get into the position as well. But it was a good game. Both coaches went into the game going to win, because anyhow, boss, if Manchester City wants to get into the top four, these are games that's all winning. And then we talk top four table now. Only Chelsea, it's just 1 point difference. Man City next game only Nottingham Forest neighbor, and in that game, Diobe winning beyond the opponent never to seat position. It is a crucial game for each teams, unless maybe there is a draw and a bit favor Muna. But even if there is a draw, now Chelsea Chelsea move straight to third position. So it's one thing that it will favor Chelsea if there is a draw, and it will favor Newcastle, Bournemouth Muna if there is a draw, because Muna win. If Newcastle win, you 47, they can get closer to Manchester City. Bournemouth win, you 46, they can get closer to Manchester City. So say the top four race, even from Arsenal down to Newcastle, there is a chance anybody can get into the second position.
Well, and on next game, they are playing United and Chelsea.
Yes, they'll play United and Chelsea, and United without any striker. And we've seen in their last 2 games, they are struggling to score goals. They are struggling. And Nunam because I think it's time. Send a Teta Timima 1 year, 17-year-old chance. Ama boy Naba, he's fitting into the team well. I think surely academy almost strikers, many strikers, almost strikers, be me and Sabia. At least on to me nyashimpa obe create spaces. So I think as a Teta Timmy, but still, or Kase, I like his conversation after the game. The conversation after the game, they said he wouldn't dwell on said the attack is in here, but he would dwell on said it's over his dead body. Say Omelusu the title race.
I know they say easier
said than done. Yes, but I think this is the time he needs to motivate the Arsenal fans. Even though say Liverpool are trim, maybe doing there Liverpool are trim. It will be hard. You about 28 games. Out of 28 games, Liverpool lose just 1. In the remaining 10 games I for Liverpool now be catch them so be lose 6. And we lose 5. I'm Arsenal let him quarter first. So it's very crucial for Arsenal. But I think they need to believe till it's mathematically out of hand. And I made Timaka say they need to. But now no, the top 4 race never be there. Because Nottingham Forest, Manchester City, send them a boss. They are doing well and everything is going on. In the between Brentford and the Everton game, no. So surely Everton would get a goal. And Brentford home form, yeah. So they winning the game would be something that would be very difficult. I think the game was a good game for Team FN Brentford because they are home form on yet. So getting a draw against Everton or in form, you take some point and just run away from it because of their league standing. No. Brentford is at 11th. Those are safer spot, but to Miani the European spot is not far from them. If they can be able to continue with this form, making sure it's our home form now, they've been losing at home. No more to me changing. Now they are picking wins and draws at least at home, and away they are doing something similar. They can get because now the Bournemouth, Fulham, Aston Villa form in yet. So this is the chance for you to capitalize on it. Everton, and so they are also trying to avoid relegation at this time. I think automatically the way as Southampton and Leicester, any Ipswich Bono. They can say they are on a safer spot because also Ipswich out that 18th, near Everton or that 15th. The points gap is 32 against 17 points. So it's something Everton are on a safe side. Now the only thing they need to do is that they need to maintain this form, get those draws in crucial games, and get the wins in easy games. That's what Mopeke and Dry team here. Everybody was expecting player friend Beto to at least get a goal, but we intimate. But one thing I've studied in this Everton team, David Moyes by and they say they are making sure when they go into games at least they will score a goal, and it has been something that is very crucial in the league. At least to me goal. Now to me defensively to me is solid. It helps you. Though in the first half they weren't that solid, and Untina Brentford team are going, but in the second half they came up and got the goal. Wow. After that, you could see they were doing correct game management. And I'm so mutiminya that 1-1 draw bomb. Man United Ipswich. I think it was one game I'm bidding in common. I said these two teams here draw end time ball. Intino so optional win-win and now 1.5 over 2.5 here likely say bet me a ball in this game. And in Drans here. It was a very disappointing performance from Onana with the first goal. any offense in Dogu, because I don't know the communication. This is basic in football. Say abobo atra defender home. Now we who say una who face keeper. Until there should be a communication. Either you shout on the goalkeeper to stay, you are in control of the ball, or the goalkeeper makes you understand say he's in control, so try and hold on forward now or bano to make sure say you people don't miscommunicate. And the only thing it happened in that second is that they miscommunicated. And I do go ball on the fadi we Onana who are Philogene Etimisha in the first goal, MRT my friend Ipswich. I think after that Man United were solid, making sure say they got the 2 crucial goals within the next 4 minutes. Omutimisha would delete. There've been a lot of talks. About delete. Send the performance anti because coming into the Man United team, no, you ups and down. If you say he's even like the Maguire, but the Netherlands for Maguire in the performance. But yesterday he got that crucial goal for team a friend in Man United. Doggy red card no nyai. I think he needs to be matured in the Premier League. This is the Premier League. We will say Indra after the game, Ruben Amorim Beka say he's on the level, he's matured for the Premier League. But me trying to say maybe I'm downplaying his signing, but I think this signing was a needless signing. He's nothing like in the performance with even Memphis and Malasia. Though Malasia came from injury, he was trying to not put too much workload on himself. But I think his performance coming to Man United hasn't brought any change to this setup. Utimia, he's more like he goes into tackles without not really looking at the Ebetimi Frimaba and then who the red card coming in. But I think it was a good thing with Masarawi Garnacho changing, and so the whole conversation by with Garnacho walking straight into the tunnel, it brought a whole lot of concern. Say why should he do that? But in him, Ruben Amorim brushed it off. Say they shouldn't relate Garnacho's issue to Rashford's issue, no. And it's something I went on. Maguire Ebenya the early goal for them in the second half. I think it was a solid thing because in the second half, say after the 2-2, now Maguire ain't me nyasa go. Now the game will be stretched, and Ipswich should get the best out of Man United at Indra. They did well. I think expected goals ni be there. Ipswich outplayed Man United. But performance in a ambuam any chances of munya I convert because also stat wise with expected goals Ipswich in a 1.42 against Man United 0.72. Ball possession Ipswich echo ultra for the ball 56% against Man United 44. Goal attempt was 12 against 10 to Man United. On goal attempt and a Man United nya be that is 10 against Ipswich 4-3 and 6 against Ipswich 4-3. But so chances are corners Ipswich 8 minutes they should have gone ahead to win after Man United going a man down. But I think these are teams they came from the Championship and they are trying to play like the big guns. And I think this should be a big.
Would they go?
They would go. Teams no move free Championship by last season in no. Why are they intending when they come into the Premier League? Don't try to come into the Premier League and try to play like the Man Cities, the Liverpools, the Chelseas.
But apart from Ipswich, there's Anthony Leicester more experience competition.
But
and nothing has really changed there. The ownership, everything is intact. Papa Ephraim and Nebani take over. Yeah. And when Nebani will take over, and they were able to even win the FA Cup. So more experience. So why is it that after Omo coming back and I said they look very lightweight, their defense is all over the place. They attack. They are still relying on
Vardy.
Jamie Vardy. Yes, he's a very good player, but at this stage, you need some level of fresh additions. But they didn't do that.
Yes, we heard these 3 teams are Ipswich case near more of they coming in. They wanted to play like the top guns, and now I see Ipswich down for. And when who say Ipswich special about possessive football or person say, but teams beat say Brentford, teams beat say Wolves, teams beat say Nottingham Forest. Omo free Championship buying. I didn't want to maintain you in the Premier League. They say they make sure say the basics that is being defensive solid. Omo making sure say they were able to hold on to that. Into Nottingham Forest. Last 2 seasons, no about counter football. Brentford, you name him some about counter football with throw-ins and crossing in Kwan. You who say Wolves in Subai under Nuno. No most about counter football with 3 solid back. You do baby promo switch it to 5 back, making sure say against omo just a point against big teams, you know. Onya draw against City, draw against Liverpool, they are secured. But Ipswich, Southampton, on the other hand, bar into the Premier League.
Passing from the back
against top teams, omo presses so high. Into Southampton's error leading to goals. Beppe Meneno, they are leading that table because they are trying to play good football. Meaning that the perception was company baby or ye be now final call back to relegation or Timinya Bayern Munich. Into as a head coach, you know, my men so bomb style of play be an opportunity kesi ababeda but obi tini uti nyepe. Enuntina ye coaches mu baby apart from Ipswich coach I maintaining no. Southampton coach Epamono. Any Leicester coach in Suyejane Kwan, and this has been something they need to improve. In teams they be free championship about the leads more any omo free championship they should make sure say defensively they are solid and omo counter football. They should play the ugliest football they want to play to maintain themselves. Into when you scar the next season, then you invest into some qualities. No way to mean the good sport. I think against United playing like 10 against 11 was something that Ipswich should have capitalized on. A helm. With Nottingham Forest Arsenal, I think it was a good game. Maybe I said this is a game I'm not seeing even 1.5 in it because Arsenal when you're attacking strength to go against team you're from Nottingham Forest. And Nottingham Forest on the other hand, I think they were disappointing. Very, very disappointing on the night. Those Arsenal defensively they were solid. But the problem I had with the Nottingham Forest coach, your friend is in the 3rd minute, play a friend Califori in a yellow card against Hudson Odoi. And that should have been the point that they should have used. Califori attacking in more of solid. So it's a yellow card on it was more of na Odoi beating on me and for pace in the chinti. So watching the ball. And they should have used that spot very, very well. After the yellow card, Odoi tried something similar, Otimi beating, but he was trying to look for a penalty than to find Wood and Gibbs White in the middle to get the goal. I think it was a good game for them. Play and draw born home or the man was Willian. That is Nico Willian of Nottingham Forest. He was very solid, trying to close Wanieri, who was one of the best attacking players in the Arsenal setup. But I think one thing at Arteta this season, after the injuries, Raheem Sterling, though say he hasn't been the best of Raheem Sterling, but I think these are games he should at least allow him to play. Though say he's not that solid, but I think Raheem Sterling brings that experience. And yes, we've known Raheem Sterling in the Chelsea team. There are times where Otimi caused a penalty, Otimi created that penalty chance for him. Itiminya penalties match Chelsea those times. So time our attacking phase ninja that solid. Those little trick I bet me mouse have penalties in himself with VAR and in Yamakitwa. You can get penalties against teams like Nottingham Forest. Getting a goal would make you a bit solid. But I think Nottingham Forest in that Odoi any longer didn't show me what I wanted to see. Even though say Arsenal defensively they were solid. But Arsenal team they are making sure say they are going on a defensive solid run. By attacking they are waiting say players beat Saka Emoni we won't bet me about any way Martinelli bet me about to support. But I think it was a good game for Arsenal. Getting a draw against a 3rd position team was a good, but so on the level of trying to chase Liverpool, it was very poor Etimiha Arsenal team. No. Liverpool, Newcastle, in one not seeing Isak in the team. You hear injury list that he wasn't also there. I don't know if it was a decision by Eddie Howe to rest him or something. But I think he would have been a great weapon in this game. Say Liverpool anytime you be winning game no. And in the last 7 games we have picky victory or close game by a 2-goal margin. And in do team who ent in do me match 4 tips say Obetima say Liverpool be 2 goals. A bit me say Liverpool to win, a bit me abo go was the other option I can hear no ent me am because Newcastle were missing the attacking threat in Isak. Your friend is saying Carl Wilson has been one of the best players. Time our Bournemouth moving to Newcastle, but injury wise, affecting it so badly. Say, Sisiano in games, you can't see the best out of him. I think in the summer, Newcastle maybe they'll bring in a new player because he can't be trusted. Say Isak anywhere. I think Newcastle played very poorly against Liverpool at Anfield. At Anfield, they only say Liverpool will come out very strong. Their fans is behind them. Everything is going on well. Player Mebon Abaso Saboslai. Though in this Liverpool setup, there were times that he wasn't getting chance to play because now playing as a 10, his runs ne nyama baako mienu bi support. We've known him from RB Leipzig, the way he was being like putting up more strength in the attacking phase. But Liverpool went mania. But in their last 2 games against Manchester City and Newcastle, Wetima should go. And I would praise Alisson and the Liverpool backline for keeping 2 clean sheets against Manchester City and Newcastle. I think it's something good to write home about. So OG League now. I think everything was good for Liverpool. Ball possession, attempt, everything. And the only worrying was Newcastle didn't get a shot on goal. With even Gordon, Murphy, maybe Barnes, it's our players who are getting the chance, but still they weren't getting a shot on goal. Which shows Isak is one important player for this Newcastle setup. And no Emma, the whole question, but say, so if they are to sell him in the summer, can they get something good out of this team? And a big question. But I think in their EFL Cup game against Liverpool, in 14 days' time, he will be fit to play. We'll see a different ball game altogether. But I think the Premier League has been exciting. Aka teams need 11 games. Aka teams need into 10 games. And I think this 11 games, we'll see some exciting football. Arsenal have 2 tough games to play. Manchester United and Chelsea. You know him, Man United or against big clubs now. So if Man United are to get a point off Arsenal, the Chelseas, the Nottingham Forest, and the Newcastle's also going forward. Yenshe Indra Real Madrid game a course in the Copa del Rey. Indra Midin Komo has said these teams mostly Mushia go end time ball, and the scoring they don't score more than 2 goals in this game. Indra no may explaining more into details. Emma Shefo say Real Madrid are called your friend is a Real Sociedad at home. 4 good occasions and Real Sociedad ain't man she go. Into go yeah idea ain't mean ball. And Nini na it ends 2-0, 1-0, 2-0, 1-0. And I'm a sam boss so mostly say game never ended in 2-0. First half no mostly go ember. But Ndra go to me by in the first half and can say yes the game can end in a 2-0. I'm a Real Madrid by who the chances they created, and it's good going on away on a 2-legged game to go away. It's 1-0, keeping a clean sheet, knowing say your second leg it will go home. It will be a good thing. Since you are sending a car on, you bet Marcus Real Madrid will qualify for the final with Atletico any Barcelona game. No, the second leg will be very crucial. You better send a Honso Ebeko. I think Juventus were very disappointing.
Yeah.
Yes, because so Ushendra Ota, Yedema Juventus in the game, and then Nyama Koya, their odds were very low.
And even if you check in the recent performance of Empoli,
yes,
it's been so abysmal. Look at how they conceded numerous goals, even again last game against Atlanta. Yes. It was terrible. I think Empoli performance, and that last but 3. Look, in their last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I am ready at 13. We only 1
out of it. Yes.
Share Verona 4. Turn Fima Torino be show 1-0. Atlanta show 3-2. Genoa ko show 2-1. Venezia ebo 1-1. Lecce eko show Inter Milan show 3-1. Lecce show 3-1. Bologna bo 1-1. Juventus Croya show 4-1 but no the red card. AC Milan show 2-0. Udinese show 3-0. Atlanta ko show 5-0. So in their last 1, 2, 3, 4, in their last 4 games, Oma conceded 6, 9, 14 goals.
In their last 4 games.
Yes.
To Ushe Indra game now, everybody looking at the Juventus lineup on the buy, even with friends and Kolomwani and Vlahovic getting to start together was something. I know Biafia said Juventus could get a lot of goals. But I think Mota, Adebakwa, he's a fine coach. He has done so well with this Juventus setup. But I think Adebakwa any problem which he needs to work on going into next season. And when he's playing competitions. I didn't make us answer in their first Italian Cup game, no, Okulusu, something similar like that. And in the way Coppa Italia quarterfinals, you are getting into the semi-final. This is league. So this is a competition. That's when you go into a game against Empoli. Even closer to your form award this season to eliminate you in the Champions League. You do the same thing against PSV. PSV stretching the game to extra time. Item Motano, he likes his game to be played in the 90 minutes. In the 90 minutes, draw call. But say it's mirror extra, area penalties they are not that solid to go in and win the game. In draw, I think investor be also Juventus or the Amano. Uko Juventus win or draw cry, yes, KBA or the back bet slip to end there. You'll be forced to go for Juventus straight win. And now 1.5 and even 1.5, the start of the game didn't even back the game ending in a 1.5 because apart from Juventus 4-1 winning against team friend Empoli, if you have to look at their previous games 0-0, 1-1 and a 2-0. So Osha 1.5, those are league games. Osha 1.5 in a cup game. Because Juventus should go back Obemia Nechino na onye den on concede na akoyewe. So most investors beko for Juventus straight winner Indra. The first penalty by Vlahovic or Messi. And now Yeldison so be Messi penalty in the last minute at Ecosium. And I think now the only thing left for Mota the league table as is your that one. Now so Opeso Jirene he should maintain that Champions League spot and make sure say he's still there at the end of the season. Because we see Juventus playing in the Europa. We saw some time ago they qualified for the Conference League. No more margins or Monkobokra. And it's something that they need to make the Champions League this season. It's quite be no. Sisiano will lose to be any trophy available. They are going trophyless this season. So at least getting the old ladies the Champions League spot he needs to get them and make sure say warm going forward. In RB Leipzig and so any Wolfsburg game a course no. The first half was very, very boring. And this is the first RB Leipzig now no this season. I think their games are according to games no be goals near better. But say we need either 1-0 or 2-0 no call. In say investors be bring the German DFB Pokal games. Investors will be call for overs. Indra intimiambo. But I think during our bet selection no RB Leipzig win or draw in that selection. Now I think it was one of them because of odds and Ekutom a win or draw Krabemau a favorable odds I bet him that physical. But I think their performance this season has been more based on say so may not even a penalty or they don't get even a clear chance to score. Like they creating chances they create a lot of chances. But now the conversion no up front never be a problem. Because in draw, say Osha expected goals. RB Leipzig was supposed to score at least 3 goals on the night. They created big chances, 4 big chances, and goal on Mushen. It wasn't even out of any of the big chances. It was a penalty on Munyae, and it's a big thing if they want to prove, especially in this tournament, qualifying for the semi-final and a whole lot of things that they need to now convert their chances. I who say they weren't able to do it, but I think in draw with the EPL. In the Paris Saint-Germain and so Eco share team be 7-0. And I think Paris Saint-Germain their lineup and their team is a bit something that is worrying for opponent, especially Champions League, Liverpool. That would be one game to watch. And next week, I think it will be something I would be talking much about it because these are 2 top giants. They are scoring for fun. And it will be a very good game there. I think 7-0, Brest and Sukolusuye, which was something. Brest and so their performance also in cup games. So it's something that they need to work on. I think next season, they need to add 1 or 2 players to their setup and perform well in the French competition and any other competition on betimi I think yesterday the games were good. Investor be or share. I think the Man City Tottenham game no say obi o show ETA a football any start they would have avoided the 1.5 and also both team to score. The Liverpool game, yes, Arsenal Everton game, no Man United game, we gave hot start about the game and could be a share bet build and in yam on betting me fiscal MYBET.AFRICA.
Right, it's a games, and a ding impense mono to media bar. I'ma be to me acquire a call a year a man so na fee. Yaquaco to drink and come out honum. Yan she said, be a come Vincent was so. Virginia Drenchell a year and drag games now. But Vincent, what you mean? Vincent, what you mean? Right, my NTO ne Endra games, say results. Liverpool, it appears now, no, they are runaway winners of the league. Arsenal next 2 games against Man United and Chelsea, and to win these 2 games, Aberdeen, Arsenal, we say we share any more they lack the men to cause a havoc. They are set pieces, so and shut down the enko yes. Any Andra Real Madrid so to me konya a 1-0 win against Real Sociedad. Andra games no bonito FMI.
So yeah, and most of the games are played here. Liverpool game no produce the goals are the world. But one thing I with Ateta and Arsenal issue, I mean, it goes straight from the technical team, the players, and then the sporting directing role, no? Because this is a team proud to the general transfer. Now, you say, players, almost strikers, main players, and one thing I find Arsenal all these years, team, the fact that Arsenal for in that squad, look at Liverpool team, look at the um, thing like Manchester City, actually for the past 6 years, for the past 7 years, they have squad depth. They means that if you can Cobra, you get a certain Bernardo Silva, a certain Phil Foden, or fill the gap and the Manchester City. But I mean, look at us now. Is it the same? That is, I mean, the question among the Bisa. They don't have any perfect replacement for Bukayo Saka. If Odegaard, they don't have any perfect replacement for Martin Odegaard. Apart from the defense, even last season and the previous 2 seasons of about 2 league, if you miss it when Abrante William Saliba and Nick Maguire is Brian and Mumbai, they've had goalkeeping issues. They went to buy Abrante nearly if you are right, Rebecca Thomas, but they also who are promoting now. They have, as for the first team, they have a very good team, but it's least to win the league, a marathon, 38 games and a year. But some of the players will get suspension, some of the players will be injured. The moment will be disabled. The player number very replace Bukayo Saka should be able to do, even 60 or 70% of what Bukayo Saka was doing for him. The Kobase, our players now don't ban, they are not doing even up to 50% of what your starting lineups were doing now. And no, they are very affected. That is the reason why most people were saying that Chelsea team now, but because now check out Chelsea with team A, with team B, with team C, different games, changing players now. That was something that was helping the team. So with us, Ateta, issue in this too. Apart from say injuries, setting with the team more inconsistency near the other. I mean, he made mention say they were able to get 4 points from Nottingham Forest. Uh, Also, Liverpool in just 1 point, so he feels like the team better there. I do this time. He must the head coach, has to come up, has to, say something like Emma the boys number Mumbo. I mean, it's 13 points, but then we've seen instances at Arsenal actually with 10 to 10 center Manchester City. Ebegada, ebe close gap. But you look at Liverpool team now, Listo, it doesn't look like Liverpool is backing down anytime soon. In fact, they have the players. Maximan Salah is not an injury prone player. Van Dijk is not an injury prone player. Alisson kɔ injury wasan aba back and he wasan abɛda post nso Liverpool team no they're in a transition like almost start 18 and nothing can stop them. If something can stop them, it means that maybe injuries and other stuff they can. But I mean, we also talk about them now. I thought that if let's say what's your chicken Liverpool team in as much as Mohamed Salah is having a fantastic season, this season, what she play with Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, Calista Moody, scoring from everywhere. So, team, in as much as Salah is the main man, all the players are performing right from, all the avenues of mobile ball. So, at least to me, I think that Arsenal team, the major Adibako mistake and moves on my end, they couldn't even sign any striker. in January, knowing for a fact that at that time I can have it in Brian, but they knew that Gabriel Jesus was injured. They needed another player in attack. They decided, oh, they could hang on to this place and we can have it. So the promise where we say the rest of the season. So with us now, I think that for the past 3 years, are more able to league leader. And one talks about the personnel, the players, the squad depth. No more. If you don't have the squad depth, it will be very difficult to wait to be at a compete at the highest stage of all the leagues are over. So for me, Arsenal playing a 0-0 draw yesterday. My prediction, I predicted say I see a 0-0 draw at a year to the Nottingham Forest Stadium because looking at how Arsenal are defending as much as Omoyel title contenders, statistically, they are one of the best defensive teams in the league this season. So if they are not able to score a Nottingham Forest, it's going to be very hard for Elanga Wood, any player with this so I think that that was something that I believe that the Kawasan committee. For me, the not given was a game. I believe that Arsenal could have at least seen the point crucial for them because now Arteta Liverpool have picked up just a point against this opponent and it makes it very difficult for them. On the other hand, too, I also think that Ucheki Madrid on the Copa del Rey, it looks like Madrid had already in the final. They will play against them or Alex Kumar. Yesterday, yare bi a yɛkɔ akɔtɔ ne nti wɔntumi mbɔ saa game no Hendrick Eches, I mean he's a striker. I remember some days ago when I said Hendrick ne other Gulemo players are you people believe that the coach Carlo Ancelotti have not been fair to them. But I mean they were watching if he's been given the opportunity to lead attack for a year Real Madrid whenever Vinicius Junior or Kylian Mbappe is not there. I mean he can live up to the expectation. We will heard that fine pass from Bellingham to Abranta and and the first touch was so bad, but because of his pace, not wanting to, he lived up to expectations. Being a ball, board. One victory against the side at home. I know that coming back to Santiago Bernabeu will be very difficult to be a done deal.
Right. Ultimus Vincent sound and then shada and proper one. Proper one. We need to make sure say listeners and viewers we serve them with a quality content near the people amount for share make us we almost area they enjoy our analysis near there. So we need to ensure that our sound and be clear. Listen there and I think listening to it even from the studio is difficult to listen to. So let's continue. Ewo ahanu na the thing say ne my branch your friend no Didier Tabele Drogba ababonten actually Ediama Galatasaray, and we are picking a lot of information as Jose Mourinho crash person file a civil suit against Bobu friend Galatasaray said they are trying to and as almost chantro I think the defamation yes a civil suit against Galatasaray for so he's somebody I think that now no what to me Abba and Ojan touchline almost games is here Jose Mourinho nti yɛbɛhwɛ na yɛde abrante a yɛfrɛ no Didier Drogba ne yina de atoso so na afi amanfo ehu de ekɔ ne de eden de eba na na ya de just yina free platform no class and also just pupu bi no troll nti ari o ma clear na free platform ne so it is na aba ya obema asaka one match go no asaka ani anye ho nti okay, so the news are by Republica and a report said Jose Mourinho has been given a 4-match ban for his racist remarks and insult towards the fourth official. I don't know say how true is this particular story, but they can fabricate a lot of stories just to okay, there is a Okay, all right. It's you better na fi ya pe Didier Drogba a statement, Drogba statement, will really help this conversation. Na bibia so no to me I then akoye honum. Yeah. People are actually defending Jose Mourinho, and this is what Didier Drogba chose. Dear Galatasaray, you say Drogba was a kind of Galatasaray pen. You know how proud I was to wear the yellow and red jersey, and my love for the most decorated club in Turkey. We all know how passionate and heated rivalries can be, and I've been lucky enough to experience it. I've seen the recent comment about Jose Mourinho. Trust me when I tell you, I have known Jose for 25 years, and he is not a racist. And history, past and recent, is there to prove it. Let's focus on our games, support our brilliant Lions, and let's win the league to get close to our 5-star. How can my daddy be a racist? Come on, guys. This is what Abrante Efrejo said. Now, Oba and Galatasaray for no boo papa. Galatasaray supporters na dey. Obo no bagawa omo boo ba shi o ma bashi Didier Drogba no. Enya asem keto a. Me no ka say Galatasaray e si akan a enei me say Galatasaray Fenerbahce.
Yes.
O ma she 3 kra in the first half. Galatasaray so be later. Interest answer minimum the way I say kono.
Yes, o share comment Didier Drogba de baya enye Didier Drogba pe ye hu players miensa o ma bogala tesa that is Didier Drogba, Schneider and Zaha. And so at the comment abana from all the comment and from all the posts these players miensa na and HSA Mourinho nyo bia say frɛ obi racist ana bibia onyo obi mpa eni ni din ben. Yehu African players ma baba be gine mu mpa akimbi Mikel Obi ebeka say obi eni ho a waboa ne sin Mourinho. Yes, eni yehu Essien enso beka bi Drogba ba beka bi. We've seen a lot of players coming out. Schneider onye bibini onye black oye bruni fita bono nso abeka bi e say these players are making the Galatasaray people feel say coach no mo ka so racist no onye obi a enye sana ni suban tie. Yen nim say Mourinho obi a when it comes to passing out commenter e be raising media attention is anyama na oyobi a oye number 1 enunti na mostly no na movement to any league no league no press ni omu media ni omu journalists type no because he will say something ebema league na I exciting ye hu ne time at Man United obetina press ka say obobo players be breeding wo Man City ebisom say these are players from past investment na Man United past investment ben no ball small money we mudin a ebeda na insem bebre. So that is the Mourinho we know. Mourinho senke ka so be a racist, I think he would be the last person to call because Mourinho di Michael Essien echi eba Ghana ha eba be hwe bibia Michael Essien free ebe share ebe tina Ghana ha for some time, I think for some weeks so say then ebe share grassroots football ni nyama bebewa e do some extent impuna yem president at that time na John Ajikun Kufuor, they were pushing say even they wanted to give the Black Star job to Mourinho because of the lava obe show ye ewukumu nti say ka say one head coach and one manager to be racist, Mourinho would be the last person. Dan yebedi nkomo abobo African players he has been able to push them to the level Muntari, Essien, Afenejan. Your friend is saying we Mikel Obi, Didier Drogba, Mourinho echo Abramovich
because of Michael Essien, he actually came to Ghana,
yes, and
met young footballers at Airwalk,
yes,
stadium, met them near the
one or two things.
Yeah,
Intino, he's one coach. Look at Didier Drogba signing to Chelsea. Abramovich beside and say, "Wabano, why not one key player Anthony?" But Abramovich was ready at that time to come push for Ronaldinho transfer to Chelsea. But Mourinho can say, "Me pay Didier Drogba for Marseille." Emma Abramovich beside and say, "Na Didier Drogba is why no until he didn't put that." And Mourinho can say, I think that statement every Chelsea fan be a catch and say, "Pay and just keep quiet." no onim the oye. And we know Didier Drogba moving to Chelsea, the history or the break club. No? So he's one coach. When it comes to blacks, African players, even players in general, Opobiasem. So some of the Galatasaray fans, and they trying to push for the agenda, say Mourinho, racist, na Mourinho is saying, and nothing than back to I say I'm really disappointed in Osimhen trying to lead this charge. At the internet, say John Obi Mikel has been one person advocating for Osimhen to move to Chelsea. Osimhen, Didier Drogba has been one person advocating for you to move to Chelsea because they feel say they need that African presence in that Chelsea setup. Mourinho on several occasions has talked good about you. So many fans are saying Muyaba, maybe our club umponi Mourinho in your issue. It's just good for you to just keep quiet and overlook it. But if you are to use your platform, so it be pushy racial comments to make sure say because say Africans are following you, Nigerians are at your back, any man you are trying to push to cook an agenda against a great manager like this. It's a big issue. It has fallen down. There are even Chelsea fans who are even now advocating that Chelsea shouldn't go out for player friend Osimhen. Okay. And during Chelsea's protest, one said they were Chelsea fans shouting Jose Mourinho's name. Yeah. It do some extent that they want him to come and take over the club. Yeah. And say if there is a scenario where Mourinho is even to move to Chelsea this year, your Osimhen, your chances of coming to Chelsea have been close because of a comment, because of a post. And it's something that it should go through the players. Sometimes there are people who are even being racially abused. They don't go to the extent. They don't go to the extent of even,
and they don't even show care to support their colleague.
Yes,
they are using you because you are a black player, and they
feel say the Nigerian support.
They are using you as against him. Look,
it's something. And so Usha Mourinho comment. The respect say Usha Mourinho goes for every player or person or call for no. And until I card you can better press conference sky card asem, but he was so matured, respectful to Icardi saying Mourinho made me throw Icardi under the bus with a whole lot of issues. Icardi the issues why he couldn't play at Inter Milan in Yamana. Mourinho could have just indirectly said all those things to just make him feel bad. But he went on, praised Icardi and said something nice about him. No, because only monitoring say one kasa usubai beden edo beko. And during that press, Mourinho didn't even utter a word or mention Osimhen's name. Because no, Felice, he has huge respect for you. He has huge respect from where you are coming from. Onim wabak send our kind of bagana. He knows how African players go through process to get to Europe. Inti minjin this Mourinho be bold in say Osimhen crop diving into no koto ne hoto family derby. He had huge respect for you. And until no cast and until in his statement he didn't mention a name. The only thing he said was, after that dive wasn't a dive, it wasn't a penalty. Then. And he addressed Nyame so addressing. So coming in and saying something about him was very bad. And I think now the world is behind Mourinho. And I got a test who say the case now non person push into me engine. And one thing this thing will end is that it will bring a lot of attention now on the Turkish league, because Mourinho has been talking about some decisions going against teams or many Galatasaray the ball. So now so Mutimi push this agenda now. Now there will be a lot of attention on since I'm league in the share the way I'm so more than airball league, and it will bring a whole lot of questions. And the Etimaka Fenerbahce has also been very good. I'll praise them, trying to stand behind Jose Mourinho. Your recent post on my trying to even make Mourinho feel say yes, he's the special one, and you are not supposed to talk against the special one. Recently, Obiko trained Galatasaray for a post, I think from 2014. They made a post about a black player, but player in any man show no share where cover any pen and show, and the comment had and who is this nigger or said and we know the word nigger mean something bad to especially black people. And Obi Epuli this tweet and this post I said this is the team they are talking about racial abuse, but we're able to post this at that time. Nobody questioned their racial way friends and stand on things. So I think it's something that Jose Mourinho himself we are on the bad side. Mourinho on the bad side. There've been times on the black players we saw with Paul Pogba, Monis Anyaman, but it wasn't based on say maybe their skin color. It was based on their behavior and their performance. It wasn't based on their skin color. It was based on performance anyway. Intino, even the friends and Danny Rose, it wasn't based on their skin color. It was based on their attitude and performance. Any Obio shares I taught him for all access video no. Everything Mourinho said to Danny Rose, any Dele Ali, and abim. Because he said to Dele Ali, I remember this comment very well. Say, "Oko Man United, Sir Alex Ferguson for a phone friend about Cope," and the call was just based on say, on trying to mean to Dele Ali in free Tottenham Man United. Or Sir Alex Ferguson nanka Baba Impo or can we run or can't take on. And he tried everything to get Dele Ali to Man United, but Tottenham didn't want to sell to Man United and went in Dele Ali and so he advised him to say, "Let's forget him beat him for phone. After Mourinho, based on you, the player, meaning say you have some potential. You can get to be one of the best players in the world." But I don't know. I remember that video exactly. Only Dele Ali didn't come on. Now it's NS3.
Yeah,
so
he was laughing.
Just laughing. But then Dele Ali, Akwakusi say, they say the recent club was signing a Kumu. And Umpunu still a me free injury in Pumbe. And Mourinho can something also a catcher than you say. Only Mourinho Tihai. Just yesterday, none the team in I black. It's no team in the team in I white. Meaning it's a time and ya deba quite a whole mobia into new opportunity now take it. Danny Rose ain't on also tonight. Year send your pebia BC and Danny Rose. I don't think say he's still playing professional football. No. So Mourinho didn't fight with these players based on their skin color. Paul Pogba is another also an example. And Paul Pogba way or Tifie have an OP team. So he didn't fight them because of their skin color. He fought them because he saw something good in them and he knows the color black, the struggles we go through. Even say we a black player and puna uni European share with team ma. They would pick the European ahead of you. I remember sometime Yatu made a comment, say when he was coming into the ranks of playing football, Barcelona Academy, they told him, say, "Unti me about 10." Na sebi, like pardon my words, bibini ni nyansa obeti me about 10. And at that time, you can't say anything because ampa onu broni ni ache ne ball ni bofu ni nkola brim. Bibini ube wi ahun no akwa bobo. And waba be den waba be nye biabo into ntimi broni ni compete but ya to grew to be one of the best players in attacking midfield position and so sometimes he have the feeling for these black players and untina ayo kanya mapabo but he making a comment about monkeys no I explained the other time it wasn't about say he calling them monkeys but their reactions were based on say they were reacting like monkeys into say Osimhen eba ebejinemu trying to do more Nigerians more Ghanaians more Africans or more follow me into my mensu me family who shame say never time or renew what created a whole lot of things and now these were legends you looked up to the DJ Drogba, the John Obi Mikkels. Now they are even backing the person you are fighting against. Into Ochina Binu, if you need any advice, you need any link, can you pick up phones and call these people? No, you can't. So I think it's something they need to write it off. The Turkey Federation also need to step up and make it Galatasaray and Philly said this is something that you can't do because Mourinho even coming to their league me explain it and they say it's a big improvement to their league. No be in Turkish league. The better Turkish league and the Champions League Galatasaray and Fenerbahce mbeba bobi ni ahwe and our investors be the beko omo pe baby dey omo 1.5 and omo win bi afa no me we Turkey but so be it na say Turkish league no na eden enu nti no ena me no di nkomo ESPN cry Turkish league based on Jose Mourinho nti so it's something his presence into the league edits exposure abremo so don't try nanipa na or the exposure abremo no mu true efiegu ne ho ebeboa ebedu baby no if Mourinho etimi born homody input me be winning league maybe one year okay baby you can see Turkish league being showed on Sky Sports and some of the big channels it proves a lot of traction so Mourinho is a big asset to the league. Omunshena, they should write off this thing, and any apology be on the mom. I know that Mourinho is trying to also file against defamation in Nyama, which is also solid because say if you want to make a claim for yourself, say Mindy Bonia, you need to make the person who is accusing you feel say yes, you can take him to the law court and make them feel. So with the defamation claims are something positive. I think he will surely win, and we know Mourinho, he would come. And after that, we'll give out comments, we'll give out speeches. It will also bring out a lot of heat in the Turkish league, Boama League, Nakosu. So I think it's a good thing. And I say Osimhen had to jump into this Ababe idea in the future when you look at Behana as a player.
Right. Inti no. Yensha President John Mahama akasa sisia na or the one significant issue at the Abetujwa. I think we had a serious problem with the last government. Say budget ye kwa spending of last year so na fi akwa kwa ebu achibidi omuntumi mfa ntujwa baba mfa ntujwa and there has been an investigation into all the money spent on the blasters. Ye hwe nim so ora ebetumi look it through. Now what President Mahama is proposing is that budget bia was say the minister also in the public budget bia efa all the sporting disciplines what under NSA and for that matter Mbabeje Eyeska EDF ministry in extension abain hono I was say in the public. This is current news at Eba. What do you make of the whole thing?
I think it's a good thing because Black Star going into tournament because we na budget send the tournament team say young Combra and Sani Ababi hu, and these are things it would lead to say ye jeja nyama we na cause it will lead to some time you be tournament tournament akwa ko win tournament ba wan yelo kia na akoboka tournaments going nyama miensa. One, to sell your country, let people know about your country. Two, the talent audio more to also export some of your talent. And three, to make money. You be investing into a business, not thinking about making money out of it. And untina yebeko World Cups ne nyama, apart from winning the trophy, there's also some significant money it comes out of it. So the idea of now making checks of every budget, making every budget go through the process, making sure say before ebe to kwai and ebe ko baby no, there is a strict thing on the budget is something I think is good, and it will help the country as a whole. And as a country, you hear this type of decisions. It helps a lot because say we don't overlook Inyama B. We need to Black Stars they kwa AFCON. Let's overlook the budget here in Combra, and it puts the country in debt. In Kakan because it was spending saying $12 million the anyway be gradually it's putting the country in debt. So if we are to put up these restrictions, put out this and standards, then we are going by it. Obibia obey budget aban or budget nabano. O make sure say budget ya mediko. Mami or time na nye bibi o me be ha adwen because say or the kwa there will be rejections, there will be some taking off. Ebe boa kro no but onim so pressure ana gidigidi banti no mu de yenko tournament ne mbra ho no betime piapia bibi egu mu wakwa aba no wakwa ko diska na ba ntumi nka nche me se wuntua but before obekwa ko diska no uyi nyama bi ade we ayetua I think say hu hia yente so a yebeko into tournament or yebeko into competitions well prepared with our money and make sure say everything is well. So I think it's a good approach with President John Mahama coming into power with the sports sector, and I think things are being going senior, but we are looking at it say going forward no there can be solid stands on decisions especially the FA and also the sports fraternity as a whole. Decisions be on Mutiki, and it will help make our sports grow again because at first that Ghana our biggest sports export was football and boxing. To say a boxing no one of our big guns him said they are performing well, and he was the one who issued or made us build the Bukom Arena with friends, a boxing arena. So we are looking at it, and the sports minister also having the love for boxing. We are looking at reviving the boxing again and making sure say now we're not just selling these two sports as our best export, but we can add athletics ni nyama now. I'm
yeah,
seeing
they are
some
saying
comments.
they are going to establish school sports authority.
Yes.
So they will deal with school sports.
Yes.
Yeah, school sports alone. Yeah.
And I think that thing is something that we've missed out a lot. At least, I think back in SHS, we had people that they were doing so well in sports. We share maybe 100 meters. They use same boats more any in Kofa home, and they didn't just jump out of nowhere. It was from school sports. Yeah. And if there is a good structure, nani pane SHS regionals there is a university scholarship that homana nipa nimpo otrumika and say oye any athletic programmer, he would be willing to put himself into it because on himself ebeboa na manage me university mu ebeboa na manage me some particular thing ebeboa, and has been something not just the athletics even in football you bet me in a way said the people who are good in regionals, in nationals, we groom them into our national division teams. Remember I said the juveniles, EBA, then we get a solid team. So going forward, Nanya Fena, Edu Olympics be, Edu All African Games, Minya Kwako beat a Kobo, you bet freeway, oh wait my between me Mayana, ubet my by boy Mayana, ubet my by a high jump Mayana there be. We have it. The talent being groomed from the JHS, from the SHS, from the universities. Yeah. We have them down. We group them. For a friend is saying for camping for some months. They get top coaches to teach them, polish their talent, and make them become one of the best. In Tebedu baby, in the next 4 or 5 years to come, no, we can go into world competitions having one of the best, not even the best winning the competition, having the best showing potentials. So we know so some time to come, these people can jump in and make best for Ghana.
Right. And these are some of the news. They are 11 after 2. Yet that's why I think Kunyaso Sheni Muse. Kwan pia so ye betumi atumi de ensam no atumi e de abro. I'm particularly very happy with the new development. We are hoping that whatever strategy as sports minister now adapting no ebetumi aboa na bibia atumi akoye. There is news about the captaincy changes near there. I don't want us to talk about this story now. You prepare the proper time and discuss this captaincy issue and how bad Otuado I try say with the bad decisions obekoswa they destroy yam blasters no yebehwe na afi ye di hu komona bibia so no etumi akoye yenhwe ene games ene I was Leicester per qualify and our colleague he needs to win.
Yeah.
And every now and then victory be very, 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 very crucial. If they win today, they will move 20th from Mabeda 18th position. That is basically the all no. Wolves 22 points. Sasuna West Ham so 30. So West Ham so here win at all cost. Everton so Man United so West Ham we near now mutimu say on Man United be all the same point this is the games Syria so no round 9 that is the outstanding game AC Milan 41 Sasuna Bologna 41. If any of them wins Nipa Kronebe occupy the 6th position. That's the last European slot. No. Bologna away ekolusu to Parma. Today they are playing against AC Milan. Yan share a 2 games we na na efa Arsenal efa Ebrel.
Okay, into with West Ham any Leicester game on Bebo, and I think this one game these two teams will be here because West Ham in his last 5 games have been very, very poor. After picking that victory against Arsenal, no, the last game with me picking a point was against Aston Villa. Okobo 1-1. We lose against Brentford, we lose against Chelsea, we lose against Crystal Palace. Oshe Leicester also on the other hand. In the last 5 games, just the win against Tottenham. We lose 4-0 against Everton, 2-1 against United, Arsenal Kosheno, and Brentford. Brentford and so Esheno, yes. So these are crucial games for these two teams. Say Leicester person or colleague this is a game as we winning. But now Leicester team the only problem I have with the team is coach a friend Van Nistelrooy, the way he's trying to play his game. Now he's trying to be defensively solid, making sure say defensively they are good. And until who players beat Mavadidi mu nya chance and starting because on Philisa Mavadidi mu more of wingers they like to run defensively they are not solid. And until who players who can track back and attack, defend, more of their games. But I think it's something that is causing his team. You have Jamie Vardy up front. He's one of the best, especially when it comes to counter-attack football. So now is the time. Jamie Vardy at his age now, anymore. You need pacey wingers to get him the chances, to get him the goals. And in game, no, if he needs to win this game, so team starting Mavadidi, so team starting with I think more player BFNO Bonato. Also a very good upfront
loan from Brighton.
Yes, and he needs to start these players. They know that in previous games he has been starting Jordan Ayew, Wayne, Reed, any other players up front. Yes, they are good. Jordan Ayew defensively, but offensively you need to sit back and hit on a counter. West Ham also be into this game with a 3-back system. You need himself with a 3-back system, defending as a 5. Potter Iron Dream said he would try to use till at the end of the season a good setup. Now if they were switching to the 4-2-3-1, I say he is likely to play. But against us now, this lineup, this formation and this lineup Ebuano, leaving Bowen and Mohamed Kudus up front. Na Soshek playing as the 10 or Bebuan Finfi no more mutimi pressy. And then it is something that you the goal from Bowen Osha, he was the only player up front. Now we are friends and War Prowse more Eben he was able to convert that goal. Wan-Bissaka has been given the room to now join attack more. You didn't say Wan-Bissaka a player, he wasn't good in joining attack, especially crossing balls. But now he has developed into that at Airborne. I think this will be a very good game. So be called MYBET.AFRICA. Hot start I'm the man say Leicester. They've been the team. The first half team being conceded goal. Team conceded goal in the first half. They've conceded 14 goals in the first half. They back going into this game mostly they concede from the 16th minute to the 30th minute concede. Even the last game on board that was Friday they conceded 2 goals from 16th to 30th minute. Until West Ham to score first half likely say bet me about and a 0.5 first half is likely say bet me about. This fixture be by 1.5 year because in their last 5 games average at least 1.5 but a move 4 am I in 2.5 into and then say 2.5 beboa enye mo say bebo in this game. But in the last 5 games at these two clubs Leicester are picking 3 wins with West Ham picking 1 at home and a 1 in draw. But so say West Ham ebo home mostly we picking 2, Leicester picking 2 and 1 ending in a draw and nini na so over 2.5 ebo into and will be perceived better over 1.5 over 2.5 here. One option obey me akọ for but then West Ham share Leicester City until West Ham win or draw enso ebeboa but so come my bet builder me ma a correct bet builder option for West Ham win or draw over 2.5 in the game and a corners of over 8.5 likely say bet my ball because these two teams West Ham busy they attack more on the wings trying to get crosses into the box and a crosses need be require it leads to corners. With Leicester and so on the other hand, they will also try to feed player friend Jamie Vardy. That would also lead to corners. Corners over 8.5. With these 3 selections, play on MYBET.AFRICA. A bit me my odds more you do. Bet me 3 odds 4 odds be 8 media fiscal. But West Ham are likely to win this game. The next game I may share AC Milan. Any Bologna game or mobile. I think AC Milan has been very disappointing recently. Because after their 1-1 defeat to Feyenoord, you in the Champions League. No be any against Torino. Omo say Buffon never be good Torino. So Ashe Torino mbe lusu 2-1. Bologna on the other hand, then so epic good run of form. Copim so be share Parma. Parma share 2-0. This would be a very good game for team friend Bologna, especially playing at home. At the Inter America and say Bologna at least in the last 5 games were bono. At least Otimisha 2 goals. 2 goals in a game. In the last 5 games, we average at least 2 goals in a game. I need him say AC Milan defensively and yes solid. Into and then Bologna to score Ot ni be koso ye papa into obi etie ya Bolongan to score ade ba ko a ebetimi abo and na the last 5 games wa abo no say on she goal a meaning say ono obo draw into no Bolongan in she goal a the game will surely end in a draw. This is a fixture averaging at least 1.5 goal in the last 4 games. In the last this season omo share number 2-2. Last time AC Milan visited Bolongan, it ended in a 2-0. And the last time so AC Milan scored before the 2-0, it ended in a 1-1. So mostly in Bolongan Bohoma, and go share no show. Until so be come MYBET.AFRICA. Fatu team say Bolongan last 5 meetings our bo home ni nano or average at least 2 or more goals. Until no enye mo say game ni betma end 2-2 and a 3-2 for one of the teams, but and a likely said draw betimi aba into the AC Milan win or draw. One of the options I may picking 1.5 and so another option I may picking Bolongan to score and so option I may picking. So hopefully say Bolong AC Milan form ni nya de ba ko boy, especially on their away form we win just once against Empoli. Jakini na we lose. Into say obia AC Milan win or draw near option be ahwe say be betimi ha adwen a then you can go for a handicap of 2 for Bolongan because AC Milan encore away to Bolongan na washen more than 2 goals there. The last time we picked a higher victory was a 4-2 against Bolongan, and a 3-2 against Bolongan. So meaning Bolongan are scoring, and it will be something a bit in media building until we just these 2 games. Amama no. West Ham bet builder no. Any AC Milan in Bolongan handicap of 2 for Bolongan, 1.5 in the game, and Bologna also to score. And so bit mama odds kese on MYBET.AFRICA. I think any games say course no the Turkish league no yes. Or my starting games in be Fenerbahce. It me 3-0. Galatasaray then so boy is one crucial game my team defend Galatasaray after the ups and downs against Fenerbahce. Galatasaray last 2 games are about home now when team winning. It all ended in a draw. A 2-2 draw against AZ in the Europa League and also a 0-0 against Fenerbahce. This will be a very crucial game. This game no more dicey, especially when it's cup games. Into no obi etie on hwe mostly these games cup game Fenerbahce intimidation goal Galatasaray intimidation goals bebre. The last 3 cup games on my ball ended in a 1-0. Into the middle of 4 for say if you be or Felicio me call 1.5 Galatasaray to win 1.5 it's best so because Galatasaray straight win odds this one I think is 1.45 on MYBET.AFRICA into equal odds I'll bet media fiscal but say maybe person call 1.5 Ubeko at your own risk because mostly cup games or montai embo 1.5 league game and omushia and Galatasaray eshare 3-0 this season and at the last time omusan share Galatasaray home Galatasaray eshare 2-1 it was also a league game into cup games na ya goals and time beam into ne say oh yeah then utwa ene game na no ahwe hu yi Galatasaray straight win be optional me too for say obefa in this particular game. Apart from that, I think other games in Subekoso, cup games in Tuabi Bekoso, I think ukoma MYBET.AFRICA ubetimi fiscal unti maminko ene me selections ne me picks are my for games are ebekoso no. Na osha we a friend is saying Tottenham, West Ham, any Leicester game na me di hu nkomo no e wa ha inti no me call for West Ham win or draw 1.5 or timu edu ye pound MYBET.AFRICA. Victoria pleasing Ebo Cup game Czech Republic ene na sa game na tied goals ba pa into sa game no me call Victoria pleasing win and over 2.5 ho Sporting Lisbon and so Ebo Cup game ene Sporting Lisbon win or draw and 1.5 and so ho and a Galatasaray game na me di uncommon Galatasaray straight win and so ha odds near 5 odds 5.57 odds to the 100 CD 2 here bet me fiscal almost 600 CDs because of my bet for aka bonus no MYBET.AFRICA code no WMTY bo fashe wo bet book in MYBET.AFRICA and now co shop nafa code WMTY ema cashier no nso ntwa selections we ema.
Right, into was for an in-depth analysis now, sir. To me, I can't remember some bomb media mouth and bomb media mouth. Ludogorest, etnefine, potef plondif, and ebo. Ludogorest, I am mostly no me salate, I many straight twins are, mayano, early payout, my bet, early payout. Ludogorest, win, early payout. Galatasaray, any Koyan sport match, no. I don't know early payout no aman fama Inti Yanko Galatasaray straight win. Zamalek any ZFC bo Zamalek home win or draw. KA Akureir any from Radical team C bet inti shebe any nam. Omo Iceland over 2.5. Tiebe shishe code near their two group nim. Heracles Amelu any AZ Akma away go. Bologna ni AC Milan over 1.5. West Ham ni Leicester. West Ham early payout. West Ham home. Gail Vincent Barcelos any Sporting able. Second half 1-3. Second half 1-3. Timami Sansi Subium. Sporting game no. Second half 1-3 goals. West Ham ni Leicester win. 2 up for West Ham or early payout. Bologna any Milan of 1.5. Heracles Amelu any AZ Akma way go. Woko Iceland a team na friend from any KA Akureyri ebo over 2.5. Zamalek any Zamalek win or draw. Galatasaray home win and Ludogorets home win. Yes, sir, and etio. Yemfa a small education. My bet education anyway. Yanko.
Inti ene obi tie my bet for say omunomie truly Ghanaian company. Eba bet mu omunomie number 1 e Ghana ha. Nti obetwa obeta MYBET.AFRICA. Enu nti na ene ye share ha ma in-depth analysis on every game bia ebeba so ene. Nti se wetie show na unim se yama in-depth analysis on at least 3 to 4 selections a obetimi afa etwa bet ewechi enu nti na ese command bets because our 4 selections we betimi twa bet builder na obetimi dey twa untimi mfe ntwa obebi a nti MYBET.AFRICA un register ya tie na register we a metche okwan obe use bet builder no na won so why den e dia fiscal MYBET.AFRICA nti registration ni dey nya den okọ browser e wo phone so say Safari go we friend say any browser be e wo phone so no www.mybet.africa page ni be bie fefefe top right corner ho be hu icon bi a circle ni green mia so umia be hu registration ni login because we ni account into ntimi nko login and this all start free registration but say our account a obetima call login na afide ye re-registration for na ya ba into bet builder no. Registration is simple, just 3 steps. First step, no be phone number ashim. Ubo phone number ni shema. The next one username. Username say dinya a bit distinguish will pay a free other users or platform ni so. Inti efro ama efro kwame efro kweku efro George efro dimbia fa udine to na fa maybe numbers mienu esoso. Inti bia your favorite number be maybe 10, 11, 12 ubetim the account. Na unique for upe. We are the next thing password na at least any 8 letters no ma capital letter ba kumbe and at least number 2 inti ebia udi password episode use maybe my better ni bet my capital YBET na afide udi maybe 25 aka ho say na bet my unique uwie ya o be send verification code now they are verify your account no we afide wa ko login no a login into account no the same top right corner na umia be hu deposit withdrawal eboboso wo ho oma bie ne kese a obetimi hu do nse mia deposit ni so a obetimi a deposit ube pick network a be use now they deposit at to account uwia ene matches na ekoso no mia bia so at the top corner obe hu se notch bi wo ho eda off enu nti no bo hu se aye ash e wo nchen o do nse aboso a ebe call the other side na green na bet builder na ebi amount ubetima up to 10 selections if we ho nti ene game no mi ubetima fa team need to win 1.5 so obeshe goal both team to score handicap player to score then ubetima selecting na we are omoma up to per game 10 selections out of every game nti ene games e koso upeki 4 games ubetima nya selections of 40 na uwia ade ba ko esan ye deni se why selections of 40 ni wie no my bet for so munja wo ho a oma sande aka bonus asan taichi into selections of 40 no e ma unya bonus of up to 1500% o ot na wonya no almost say me multiplying by 1500% the amount of bonus say na usika no bet my do inte hu hia say odi sika kese bia beta echi odi kakra bi ta echi with aka bonus na ma usika no mu yedu say na bet me afiska e o MYBET.AFRICA inte ene we are MyBET.AFRICA online na coffee scar or say oben shop bia so we are shop ni bi se omo say aka bonus no say netie omo ni obedi hu nkomo na your selections na fa mom omo nso no munye bet builder ni wo ho ma na nso fa fiscal e o MyBET.AFRICA because oma dwen say oma bai ombe man akwan amia fiscal e senya de bia obetime nye sika kakra den atu botom e o mo platform ni so
right into we any MyBET education and only the last aspect of today's segment. Nyame adoma ochina yebeba Thursday, right? Ochina boja Friday yebeba na afi yaka chire ni nyina yede aba besom. Within the list to what Benedict nkasa so na Vincent ote ne nka kakra sound na nshada enye papasa. Saka ene tra machine echi ema bibia tumi koye. Nyame adoma ochina besaba. Within the list to